So this is my switch. I've talked about it before. After using it a bit, I've used it in the dock and also in the portable mode. And so far it's been working pretty good. So in the box you get, of course, the switch, the dock, cables, HDMI cable, which is always nice. I guess more people are actually doing that. You get this doodad. You slot these into it. Well, they're backwards. You slot these into it, and you slot them down from the top. Or you can hold on to them like this. I find these way too small to hold on like this. It's just, there's not a whole lot to grab onto. And this will cramp your hand up. If you can see how, this is how I would have to hold on to it if I were to hold it like this. And so when I have them out of the console, I always put them in here. And this is fine to hold on to. Only weird thing is that because of the design of the controller here, because they had to fit it onto the console, the face buttons are directly in line with the analog stick. And on every other controller, except for, I believe, actually even the Wii U's controller did this, except for I want to say the Wii didn't have them aligned, they have them offset a little bit. I haven't found that to be a problem though. It works fine. I don't like the feel of the plus sign and the minus sign. I'm feeling digging them into my skin. You don't have to hit them that often though, so that's nice. I've not played any games where you can put the sideways. There's two buttons here. These act as shoulder buttons when you're holding it like this. But as you can see, if you're going to be using this sideways, you would expect the control to be way over here on the left, but it's in the middle. Now this one is sort of okay, except these buttons should be way over here. I guess they're pretending this is supposed to be sort of like a D-pad. They've got arrows on them. It's not a D-pad. It's just more face buttons. This thing down here takes screenshots when you press it. This button over here takes you home. And so there's one weird thing about this. When it's in the dock, it can move quite a bit. There's nothing holding this in. So I can just take it out. I'm not going to take it out because it'll automatically start. I want to show you how fast that goes. When you take it out, there's nothing holding it in, which is okay, I guess. Just don't throw this thing. I don't know why you would throw it. That also means you can't store it sideways. Because if you do, then it'll probably pop right out. Or it'll put a lot of pressure on the port or the connector in here. Connecting it up is pretty easy. Take off the back, like so. There's the cables. There's also a USB port in there. They can hook up a USB device. And there's two more USB ports over here. So I'll show you how fast this starts up. Right now my monitor is on. So I'm going to hit the power button. Boop. And the console's on. And there we go. I'm pretty sure it took a little bit longer than normal because that was the monitor starting back up from sleep mode. And so when you hit the power button on this, it always goes into sleep mode. And that's fine. And just as always, this is advertised, you take it out. Oop, it's right back where it was. It's instant. Put it back in. Switches over pretty quickly. I'm pretty sure most of this is my monitor. It's an older monitor from I think 2009 or so, maybe 2010. You can see I got Zelda on there. So one thing that's kind of interesting, I'm going to take this out. This is another thing I showed before. So you take your Joy-Cons. They call them Joy-Con. I guess I should call them that. And this is gonna be hard to do because I am doing this one-handed. Oops, turn this back on. So I'm gonna try to slide this in one-handed. Okay, well, say hello to Koopa Troopa. I'll turn it off again. Okay. So, and then I don't have it all the way on here. So watch what happens when I put this in. Oh, that means it's all the way in, right? And this is something you've probably seen before. You would think, yeah, that must mean it's all the way in. I could barely hear it. I think my volume is down, yeah. Let me try that again. So there's a snap, and then this shows up, and you think, okay, that's all the way in. But if you look down here, well, let me get out of the light here. It's not flush. And there's a reason for that. Even though the console tells me this is all the way on, it's not. Because I still have to push it significantly harder to get this all the way on. I gotta go. And if you heard that, there's a click. That means it's all the way on now. And so I can take it off. Well, I can do it one-handed. I can't do it one-handed. But this works fine. One of the nice things is, this console, I can't tell if it actually heats up too much or not. I'm pretty sure it does. The nice thing is, because these Joy-Cons aren't really physically connected too much, like there's a rail in here that it's connected to, and then there's a connector to connect it directly to the console. Even if when this heats up, because this isn't directly connected, these do not heat up. The Joy-Cons do not heat up. If you've used a tablet or a mobile phone and you try to play a game on it, or it just suddenly decides, oh, I'm going to heat up now, you know, the whole thing heats up, and that does not happen here. So you can play non-stop until the battery dies, or you can plug it into the wall. This is USB-C, I believe. And you have plenty of battery power. So there is a battery in the Switch, and there's a battery in both of the Joy-Cons, and there has to be because they can be used wirelessly. Your only connection option for the Switch is Wi-Fi, for the internet is Wi-Fi. Not a problem anymore today. I'm sure if it were 10 years ago, it might be a problem, but anybody complaining about that, too bad. I wonder if you could hook up a USB to Ethernet device for the USB port over here. Maybe, or even down here, because this is a USB port. That's pretty nice that they did not use a proprietary connector. That's fantastic. I just wonder if you could hook one up. I mean, even if we could hook it up, that doesn't mean the Switch is going to support it. So up here is where you put your game card in. Let's see, it's hard to do one-handed. Well, it's just an SD card, really. Come on. Gotta muscle this thing out. Sorry there's no Koopa to look at. Well, too bad you guys don't get to see it because of my terrible camera skills. But that's where your game card goes in. I got Zelda in there. It's about the size of an SD card. There's a fan, there's a headphone. For those of you who have used a Wii U, you might know that the gamepad, or the gamepad. The gamepad for the Wii U, it has a headphone jack on it, but it does not send you the game audio. Whoops, it does not send you the game audio. This does, so don't worry about that, even when it's in here. So for those who don't know, on the Wii U, the gamepad has a screen on it, just sort of like this. And when you're playing on a TV or a monitor, unless the game specifically supports it, the game audio will not come out of the Wii U's gamepad, unless you're playing with the game streaming to your Wii U gamepad. Your audio always comes out. If it's in the dock over here, or if you're playing a portable, you can always use the headphones on this, which is nice. I don't know why they screwed it up on the Wii U. I assume they said, well, we gotta screw something up. Which they did screw something up on here. It's all the online connectivity. I don't play online games very much, so that's not a problem for me. So there is a fan in here, but I've never heard it. if I put my hand over this, I can feel air coming out. I cannot hear a thing. So it's very quiet. This is the kickstand. So in commercials, I see them having it like this, like at a pretty good angle. But when I tried it, and also, oh yeah, you can put a memory card in there, SD, not proprietary like Sony does. When I tried it, this is, whoops, sorry about that. My shoddy camera work is ruining this. When I tried it, that's as far as it goes out. So think about where you've got to sit. You got to sit really low, like this. Even really low, it's not very good. You got to sit really far back. And the games aren't made with that in mind, that you're going to be sitting far back from it. So like in Zelda, it can be hard to see stuff on this screen. After a couple of hours playing this on portable mode, I was able to get the hang of it. It's really hard to say. Like you really can't even tell through the camera. I've tried to show it before, and it really doesn't show through. But because the screen is so small, it's about the size of my phone. Like this screen is slightly bigger than my phone. I have a Galaxy S7, and it's not too much bigger than that. Because the screen is so small, 3D stuff, like far away, it gets itty bitty, and you can barely see it on this screen. On a bigger monitor like this or a TV, it's not a problem. You can see it, but on here, it's really difficult to see stuff. But after a while playing it, that problem went away from me. I guess I got used to it. And I guess that's the review for this Switch, or not really a review, just telling you about it. It works fine. I didn't have any problems. I haven't had any problems with the dock. I don't know, maybe they've redesigned it. Maybe that's why it's kind of loose in there. I have no idea. I bought this a week ago, but I've not had any problem with the dock scratching the screen. The only problem I had was this not going all the way in. I also found it a little bit difficult to take this off without pressing the buttons. For some reason, pressing the buttons sometimes turns it on, sometimes it doesn't. I have no idea what I'm doing, because I'm not hitting the power button. This is plastic. This is not glass, this is plastic. It is a touch screen. The screen is 720p, which is fine enough for the size it has. Everything is built into this device. If you just take this, put your Joy-Cons on it, and you can just play it and go. There's nothing else you need with it. And so that's just the overview of this Switch. If you like Nintendo stuff, you'll probably like this. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of games for this right now. Zelda's out, has been out for a while. Mario will be coming out in October. There is some 2D games from the store. I didn't buy anything from the store simply because there's so little space in here. There's a 32 gigabyte card or chip inside of it from flash memory, but only 26 gigabytes is usable, so there's not a lot of space for game storage. You can install games to the SD card under here, but that's slower than the internal memory. Now there are videos of teardowns showing that the internal flash can be removed, so presumably at some point in the future they will change that and add more memory, but they haven't done that yet. So if you like Nintendo stuff, you'll like this.